Have you ever wondered what happens when you stop shrinking yourself to fit others' comfort? By the end of today's episode, you'll have the answer.
So how can we as individuals, as persons, as a society, preach body positivity, especially to people who are leading unhealthy lifestyle without necessarily body shaming the people involved, or without making them feel hurt or making them feel body shamed?
Body shaming is mocking people about their looks, their features. There is a difference between body shaming and telling people the truth. And sometimes you can't even control how people will react to certain things.
Meet Olayemi Ogunwole, a multi-award winning broadcaster, voice actor, compare, and content creator.
I'm a busty woman, and then you just see some people, they're not in your shoes, they're not busty, and the next thing they say to you, oh, poor thing, you must have a lot of backache. Shut up.
An ex told you to reduce your breast, to go for a breast reduction surgery. So how was that conversation like? Was it like, hello, babe, I'd like to talk to you about something. Can you please reduce your breast? Or was it like a physical conversation? What led to the conversation of reduce your breast for me?
She uses her platform to challenge stereotypes, especially around body image. What stands out about her is her boldness in sharing her truth. It's unfiltered, confident, and empowering.
I won't even allow you to do that to me because how you see me, Seth, you don't get like, do I look like I'm playing?
Stay tuned. The guide for anyone facing body shaming or feeling invisible in a world fixated on perfect bodies begins now.
Studies show that majority of young adults have been subjected to body shaming, with some research showing prevalence rates of around 44% to 66%. And for busty women, the scrutiny even runs deeper. They are hypersexualized, misjudged, and often made to feel that their bodies are too much for the world. This kind of shame doesn't just sting, it sticks. It leads to anxiety, depression, and oftentimes body dysmorphic disorder, a situation where people feel that and obsess around flaws that no one else sees. But here's the truth. Healthy body isn't a problem to be fixed. And today on this episode of Shout Out Silence, we'll be shedding light on that. I hope the conversation today would help you reclaim your space, defy shame, and embrace body positivity. And joining me today to talk about all of this is no other person but a renowned broadcaster. She is a voice actor, a host. She uses her platform to challenge stereotypes, especially around body image. If you're not busy, obviously. Welcome, Olayemi Ogunwole AKA Honeypot.
Thank you, indeed. Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
All right. What stands out about you is your boldness to share your truth. It's oftentimes, always unfiltered. You show confidence and your posts are always empowering. So it's really my pleasure, and I'm elated to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's start with your recent post on Instagram, where you talked about a certain time in your life where an ex told you to reduce your breast, to go for a breast reduction surgery. So how was that conversation like? Was it like, hello, babe, I'd like to talk to you about something. Can you please reduce your breast? Or was it like a physical conversation? What led to the conversation of reduce your breast for me? What was it all about?
I still have the image in my head. I think I was going I just got out of the door. We're both outside by the door, and I was going to do something. And he just said, it was behind me. And so he just said, have you ever thought about breast reduction surgery? So I looked back. And I am like, I couldn't believe, like, I couldn't understand because prior to that time, I never thought that he had any issues, any problems with my body. So I just stood still. I looked and perhaps I was trying to form my thoughts, like what brought about that. And that was it.
did he not say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was just joking"? We can always call some things a joke.
You know, I don't. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke, and he didn't say I'm sorry. It was a joke. It wasn't a joke to him.
So talk to me about the emotional processing.
All right. So I think that it wasn't anything that made me feel a type of way about my body, because before then I've always had confidence. Well, when I say I've always had confidence, it wasn't as if I had to deal with, it wasn't as if I had not in my life dealt with, oh, why are people looking at me like this? Oh, why? But that was in secondary school. So I told a proper story the very first time I told that story. When I was in secondary school, I was flat chested in GSS1, GSS2, GSS3, perhaps, and I started growing small breasts. Not all that, but because, you have different, it was a girls' school, I was in the boarding house. And so because you have different girls developing in their different ways. Some people were already wearing bra. And so I was just fascinated. And then I told my mom one day that I went home on holiday. I said, "Oh, Mom, I would like you to buy me bra." And so she looked at me and said, "Where are you rushing to?" See this one, no, because apparently my mom is busty. My mom's sister is busty, and I learned from her that grandmother paternal is also busty, so it comes from like that line you get. So I think she already knew, so she just said, "Oh, where are you rushing to?" But she sure bought me one. I remember my very first bra was one pink bra. It couldn't hold anything. It was just fancy, and then you could clip it in front. And half the time I'm forgetting it in the dormitory when they say, by the count of 10, if you're not out of the dormitory, you'll be punished. And then I'll just forget it and just take only my petticoats and run out, because there was nothing I was actually covering at that time. But I think GSS3, end of GSS3, SS1, then I started growing breast. And before I knew it, and I would say that I'm somebody, like, I'll call myself a late bloomer because I started menstruating late. Everybody had already started menstruating, and then once the boobs started coming out, they couldn't stop. So I had issues of my blouse would still be neat. And when I go on holidays, my mom said, "Oh, this blouse is still nice. We don't have to sew another one." But I had the problem of this place. So every time, the button will always fall out of the buttonhole, and all that. So my mom said, "Is this chest, Sha? Okay, so we'll do another one." But at some point, she noticed that I started bending to work, and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" She just noticed, and she said to me that, "Do you know how many people want to have what you have that they don't have, and you are there trying to? What's wrong with you?" So at that point, in school, other girls were always gossiping about me, making jest of my looks, like, she's too busty for her age. And then I remember a particular girl, Major Bibiniti. I can't forget. She was a border before, and then she is the daughter of our then vice principal, Mrs. Biniti. And I think she was exposed more than perhaps some of us. And so she became a day student again, and then came to school one day and saw that they were talking about me. And so she took it upon herself and said to them that, "What is wrong with you? What is wrong with her? Why are you talking about her?" And all that. I can't forget that. So like, it's somewhere in my brain. And it started affecting me. That was why I started bending down to work, because people were talking about my body. They were talking about, she's too busty for her age. And these were young girls too. They were my mates too. She's too busty for her age and all that. But then my mom said to me that, "What is wrong with you? Don't you know that some people are so flat-chested that they're looking for what you have, and and all that?" I don't know what she added to whatever thing she said to me, but since that day, I don't know, it just gave me confidence. And then I started walking upright. And, I noticed then too that anytime I was on holiday, before she said that to me, anytime she sent me on an errand, I was always too reluctant to go, not because I was rude, but because perhaps in the evening, boys would be on the road playing football and all that. I just didn't want that attention and all of those. But once I got through that stage, I was okay. I was good to go. So, in fact, there are times that people say, maybe somebody was walking with me and then the person says, so those people, they were just looking at you. I say, I don't even notice that people look at me. And then when I notice, like if I do eventually notice, I look at you back because what is wrong with you? Something must be wrong with you for you to be looking at me that way because I don't get it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And that's what I talk about. I mean, it's not just you. I recently stumbled upon a young girl's video or two on Instagram, and she was also talking about the fact that, I mean, she's slim, right? You actually have a little bit of body.
I just gained the flesh. Okay. So you can imagine what I looked like in secondary school. That thin girl with a large bust. So I was like that for the longest. I'm sure, in fact, when I even still see my pictures of like 6 years ago, I was like that for a very long time. And my frame is quite interesting because I now have flat tummy. So I get different questions, even from women. So some people are like, somebody had asked me before, this is your flat tummy. Is it because you are busty and it's covering, your tummy or something? I just have, because they just feel like I'm not just that's your regular busty human being. Like they feel like there is a certain shape, busty people come in and then they don't have a flat tummy. But God is the designer. Can you question him?
As a busty woman, have you been met? Have you seen? Have you heard? Or have people talked to you, having some assumptions in mind? Can you talk me through any assumption you've experienced from people growing up and even most recently?
Yeah, I did a post where I talked about this. I addressed it because, of course, the world has a certain beauty standard. I don't know who ever came about with that, and people just feel like some people have the beauty privilege, and as such, once you're beautiful, the beauty must have occupied the larger part of your head. You don't have brains, and so you're not brilliant, you're not intelligent, and all that. So I remember one very well. There was one time like that. I was in the uni, and I think we were on strike or something like that. And so I went to him and then I caught up with a friend and we were just going somewhere together. And she had attended another school before coming to my school. And she ran into this dude and they were talking. And so the dude just said something like, "Oh, I look familiar." And then he went on to say, "She looks like somebody I've seen with one babalaye before." So you're assuming I'm a runs girl or I am an aristo, as they used to call it, or something. I found that totally rude, out of place. I did not know him from anywhere. And I just knew that perhaps it's because of my feature. So, when you have sharp features or you have, pronounced features like that, you're busty, you have a big behind or something, people just automatically think that, you have open eyes, you are too exposed, you're not brilliant, you're not intelligent or something. And I feel like they're totally wrong. I've gotten that a lot. In fact, it's one of the reasons I do not even enjoy doing certain things, because not that what people say affects me or what people think affects me or something, but I don't even like people to see me in that type of way. So I enjoy fashion a lot. I've had people tell me one time that, okay, you know what? If I was as busty as you are, I'll not even be covering my chest, and you get a lot of followers by, just opening your boobs because some people do it and all that. And that is all they advertise and all that. And because I am brilliant, I am a professional, that is not my niche.
Yeah.
How do I begin to do that? That is not even who I am. If I want to go to the beach or I want to wear, I can wear, I will to wear whatever thing I want to wear. I am not saying that certain people who wear stuff, things that they like, I'm not condemning them, but I would wear whatever thing I want to wear. Even anybody would see, even when I wear Agbada, that there is something under there. So why am I now still showing and exposing? I'm not saying that anybody who wants to expose their body cannot, expose their body. But then I do not even want to get somewhere and then I'm being addressed in a certain way just because I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody, but don't see me and think that I'm not brilliant.
Yes. And there's something growing up when you have sharp features like that. I remember when I was growing up, certain people would start thinking, oh, this one has known man. Man has started working on her body. And that is why it is so pronounced like that. And that's one stereotype.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. Yes, I've heard that before. People would say stuff, people, especially illiterate who don't understand certain things. Yes. I've even heard stuff like, oh, once a child starts menstruating early, they've started touching some part of a girl starts menstruating early, they've started touching some part of our body. And that is totally wrong because people mature differently. People get to that puberty stage at different points and all that. So I think that it is just lack of knowledge that make people spew nonsense.
Exactly. But definitely there are people who are not proud of how they look. You are one of the bold and confident people who, at an early stage, you embraced your body and you've gone ahead to even, advocate for body positivity. But there are people who are really still struggling to embrace it. I remember in one of your comments in your Instagram page where you talked about a woman, a girl who placed a comment, and in the comment section, in her comment, you can see that she's actually not in your confident level yet. And so that would actually go a long way to show that a lot of people, both men and women, are not secure about one part of their body or the other. It could be people who are short, it could be people who are extremely slim, or people who are fat. Could be anything. How would they be able to, snap out of that reality? It could even be their dentition, for example. It's not just busty women now, but could it be anything?
It's all boils down to you, first of all, embracing your body. I get a lot of DMs, and it was one of the DMs that I got that one that the lady, after posting where I talked about an ex who asked me to do breast reduction surgery. So she wrote me and she said that she is not confident at all, and that, she's not confident with her body, exactly the way she put the words, and she says she's losing it and she does not even know what to wear and all that. And so I've done so many videos telling busty women these are the things you can wear, and then you can also don't be afraid to even highlight your curves. You're beautiful. I don't know who gave people that idea. When they talk about people having specs, you'll find different men saying stuff like, oh, I like women who have big rear. Some people will say, oh, I have women who have big boobs. Some people will say, oh, I just have like them slim. They have different. And while men can say all of that, whether you're a man or you're a woman, and then you just feel like there is a part of your body that, you don't like or you're ashamed of or anything, I think that first of all, you should think about it this way. It is your body. It is yours. It is the only one that you've got. I'm not asking you to go and alter it, but there is a way you can love your body. For instance, I know what suits me. And so I look at my shape. There are different body shapes, some women are curvy. Some people have apple shape. Some people have, perhaps oval, different body types and all that. And you can understand your body by knowing what type of clothing would I put on that would accentuate, that would make me look good, that will flatter me. There are so many things like that you can do that you can wear to make you even feel better about yourself. So it's just about understanding your body, understanding yourself, and I think that that's what everybody does. If you think that some people have arrived and they have achieved that confidence, like they have looked inward, they have looked at themselves. So you can do that too. I feel like there are certain clothes that are not meant for certain people. It won't flatter you.
Yes.
And there are certain clothes that you would wear that, or you'll just be receiving compliments. In fact, you yourself will look into the mirror and you'll see yourself and be like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. So you can take a cue from that and start going in that route and start making yourself look good, And I am not against people even doing surgery if that thing affects you badly. For instance, perhaps you have like a bad dentition and then you have money and then you can get braces or something, or you go to the dental clinic and they suggest stuff to you to make it look better. If that will make you feel better, why not? But when my body does not give me issues, I say it all the time. I'm a busty woman. And then you just see some people, they're not in your shoes, they're not busty. And the next thing they say to you, oh, poor thing, you must have a lot of backache. Shut up. I don't even have backache because I wear my size of bra. I get to talk about this a lot of times, even to busty women, even when I run into busty women who complain of backaches. I tell them, sometimes I ask you, oh, please, can I see your bra strap? And I see that a lot of people take sexy over comfort. So you see, people who are as busty as I am, or even more busty, or even us as busty as I am, they go for what they are busty at the same time. They go for bras that they find sexy. They don't know their size. And I encourage them, the first thing to do is to go to a good bra shop, to a good lingerie store. You have yourself measured and let them give you your proper size. And most times when you're busty, because of the how large your breasts are, thin strapped bras would not work for you because they cannot support, the load you carry, if I would put it that way, or your breasts, So a lot of people go for the wrong bras. And so definitely when you have big boobs like me and then you're wearing like a spaghetti strap, you see, it will not. So definitely your shoulders will hurt and your back will hurt.
Yes, I love this is really practical steps. I mean, start with dressing for comfort and not for sexy.
You can dress for sexy too, because these days, I said it in my latest video, that there are now brands who are now making that, they're making bras for curvy women, big-chested women, and they have sexy too in mind. And I displayed that because I made sure that I used my own pictures and videos so that you can see that I'm not going out of, or I'm not just being delusional, talking about what I don't know. I've got bras like that. They are quite nice and they are sexy in their own way. I don't know what you call sexy, but I think that those are sexy in a way. So I think that brands are taking that into consideration to these days. It might not be that easy, I know, because it comes with the whole struggle of, I can't even find the right bra to wear and all of those. But, with time, you would get it. Just be in search. And I even have a link, even in my video, of where I shop from. I don't gatekeep. I'm as generous as that because I just feel like that's a calling too. Like, we're all not going to be on a pulpit being a pastor and preaching. There are so many ways that you can affect lives. Yeah. And I am doing my own in my own way. Like, this is how I live and this is what I do. And I'm very practical about it. I show you see my photos, you see my videos. Even if it is photos, you can still say that maybe they edited it. But when you see my videos, it's the same. Yeah. I've been on TV for the longest. I did radio for the longest. And I go to events. People meet me. People see me. So it is not rocket science and it is not a lie. I'm not telling lies. I'm telling you the truth.
Just like when I saw her today, I was like, ah, you really look like what I see on TV.
I like that.
Yes. And in case you're wondering, her social media handle, her Instagram page is Honeypot on Mic.
Yes.
Yes, just go there at Honeypot on Mic and you definitely get all the tips you need. She has over 1,000 posts, so there is a lot for you to go through. Let's talk about, that thin line between advising someone about embracing healthy body and actually talking to someone in such a way that the person feels body shamed, whether it's in the manner of approach, tone of approach, or the way the person perceives it. So how can we as individuals, as persons, as a society, preach body positivity, especially to people who are leading unhealthy lifestyles, talking about people who are obese, people who are not being healthy, whether they're whatever thing they're indulging themselves in, right, whatever activities. So how can we go about preaching that body positivity without necessarily body shaming the people involved, or without making them feel hurt or making them feel body shamed?
Okay, so I will start with saying that health is wealth. You have to take care of your health because, when I say your body is the only one that you've got to take care of it too. And then looking good, making sure, putting all of this into consideration is still taking care of yourself. When you talk about moisturizing, skincare, wearing the right bra, it's still taking care of your body. And now taking care of your body is listening to your body and knowing what your health is saying. Of course, they say it all the time that we should go for checkups every now and then, know what your body state is and all of those. There is a difference between body shaming and telling people the truth. And sometimes you can't even control how people will react to certain things because body shaming is mocking people about their looks, their features, and all that. But now, I saw a video one time online. I think it was in US, yes, and somebody who's on the big side had I'd requested for an Uber or something of that sort, if I can remember, a taxi or something. And the taxi driver arrived, and the car was so small, and saw that the car it would be affected, or she would not be able to enter or something, or it would not be comfortable or something. And so perhaps he politely said that this car is too or something, and then the lady went online and started talking about, because of the way she looks, that's why this person did this. And people came back to say that this driver has done nothing wrong, because you should have even seen the type of car this guy was bringing, and all of those, and the person just took it wrongly. Majority of people online said, this guy did not say anything wrong. Yeah. This guy did not do anything wrong. Obviously, this would not, accommodate you or something of that sort, What would you have the poor driver to do at that point? So sometimes, maybe because of some piled up emotions about how people have talked badly to people. Sometimes when you even have good intentions, they just shut you out, or they don't even want you to talk to them, or you say something to them and they take it wrongly or something. But definitely you have to take care of your health. If you're obese, you have to take care of your health. People do fitness talk. There are exercises, there are stuff and all that. Your health is very important. You don't even want to die. I feel like life is beautiful. You want to enjoy your life. So while you are at this, you should be sure that you're healthy too. And the thing again is that a lot of people have, it's just a stereotype. They just feel like once you're big, you're obese. Some people have never been slim before in their lives. And it does not even say that because you're slim, that you're totally healthy, you get. So, yeah, I just feel like people should just be kind to people. You don't know what you're going through. You don't know their state of mind. I think that you should not just be careless in saying stuff. And there are so many information out right now that things are changing. People are learning, way back, especially when you come from this part of the world. I'm a Nigerian, I live in Lagos, and, and perhaps, way back, people didn't know a lot of things. They'll just see you and say, maybe you just got married, and then they will be asking, oh, is she pregnant? Or they're checking all the womb checkers and all of those. They'll be checking on all of those. Or somebody will see your baby and then they'll just go ahead and touch your baby without your permission. And so people are saying to them that those things are wrong. You just don't touch somebody's baby. You just don't touch somebody's body. You just don't say to people, oh, are you pregnant? Are you expecting? It is not your business. You wait until they tell you that, I have just been delivered of a baby, and then you can go ahead to say your congratulations. I just feel like we should just be classy. We should not be crass. We should just be demure. We should be kind in addressing people.
Yes, and most importantly, I feel like if you are not friendly with the person, if you are not
cordial,
you guys are not cordial, you don't have any business talking to the person about how the person's body is, because it's going to come off wrongly. So if you even care about the person, talk to the person that person is cordial with to help you relate. Don't necessarily call your name, but find a way to put it in there than just coming from nowhere and you're giving unsolicited advice. Please keep it to yourself. Keep it to And I was saying behind the cameras that the way you're also propagating body positivity using your social media pages, that's another way people can actually go
Of course, you can teach people things. That's one of the things I enjoy doing. I've come to understand that I actually really just love teaching. So I go about I do so many things. I talk about body positivity. I talk about I talk about lifestyle generally. I enjoy perfumes. I review perfumes, and I feel like you can carve your niche, but people so many times these days, they're not boxing themselves any longer. Just be authentic in whatever thing you do. I just believe in teaching people what you know. You can always just add value, and value will come back to you.
Yes, and when you go about it that way, you see people naturally gravitate towards you. Like you see, you get DMs. You didn't go to that girl's page to talk to her.
No.
She sent you a DM. People comment under your post. You see that you're actually talking to people about what you believe in.
And it's true, I've gotten so many DMs, I must say. Somebody wrote me one time and said that, oh, my mom and my sister like you so much and you're my hero, watching you on TV. I go back to put on my big girl's pants and I'm like, you know what, I can do it. Yes, you can do it. You're beautiful. Why are you looking at yourself? Don't let anybody belittle you or make you feel less of yourself or something, because you know how somebody even came to my page to say that she doesn't even get that from men, that she gets it from women, and they just want to see the look on your face after demeaning you, after talking to you badly or in a derogatory manner, and so they get in their private space and then they think about it and they laugh because they must have achieved whatever thing they wanted to achieve in the first place. I won't even allow you to do that to me, because how you see me, Seth, you don't get, like, do I look like I'm playing?
Yeah. So if your story were to be a blueprint for young girls today struggling with to accept their bodies, what would be the first 3 lines of that blueprint? What would the first 3 lines of that blueprint say?
I would always just say to people, first of all, that you should love yourself. Because see, if you don't even love yourself, you can't even love anybody. You can't even give what you don't have. So you have to love yourself. You have to embrace your body. And I'll go back to that thing that I said again, that, see, your body is yours. It's the only one you've got. So you have to take care of it. You have to feel it. You have to love it. You have to, it's the only one you've got. do you want to leave your own and go and embrace another person's own or get into another person's body? No. And what people don't understand is that even as the world, the society has been very funny trying to portray, or for years, as I said earlier in one of my videos, for years the society has tried to create or portrayed, or for the longest say that, there is this outdated narrow image of how the ideal body should look. I feel like everybody is ideal. Every single body is ideal. There is no ideal body. And I'll say to you that if you see somebody else's body and you feel like, oh, you appreciate it, you like it, some of these people too are as insecure about their body as you are. So you just have to calm down, look inwards, and just love yourself. Embrace your body, love your body, because it is yours at the end of the day.
Yes, love your body. It is yours at the end of the day, and that's the only one you've got. You got no other body. Okay. I mean, if I sit down here, I'm going to keep talking and talking and talking. And it's quite interesting listening to you, because I can actually see someone who has lived the talk. You've lived the talk, and you've talked the talk. And I was really, really drawn to you, and actually wanted you to be a guest today on the show. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
So early. I saw you, I was like, she's here.
That's what I do. Yes. Because I feel like you have to take everything seriously. You have to show up early to work. And I say this all the time. For people to take you seriously, you have to come correct. So even at my own place of work, because I really don't like people talking. I don't like people talking to me anyhow. I don't like you addressing me. So I would respect myself.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, thank you so, so much. Not just because I'm saying thank you, like I really, really thank you. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for doing the honors of talking about this topic. And I hope the conversation today has really, gone a long way to talk to even if not everybody, but just one person. Hope one person listens and takes all the practical steps you've given and this experience you've shared at home, and learn to love their body. All right, thank you so much, Honeypot. Let me know, how did you come about the name Honeypot?
Okay, so when I started doing radio, I wanted a radio name.
Okay.
And I read novels. I used to read novels a lot. I enjoy reading books generally. And so I prayed to God. So it will be very funny, like I was like, God, I need a radio name. And so in one of the novels I think I was reading that time, I came across a character in the novel. So this character was talking to another character and was saying that this your living room is the honeypot of the building. It was the first time I was seeing the word honeypot, and I went into the dictionary. I picked up my dictionary and I checked, and it meant center of attraction. And I felt, oh wow, honeypots, I'd like that. And so when I started bearing it, I now saw that a lot of people bat an eyelid, and then they would look at me again when I say my name is Honeypot, and they were like, do you know what that means? I'm like, what does it mean? So, because, words can have more than one meaning, and because of the context that certain people use it, they feel like it means the private part of a woman. And I'm like, no, that is not what I mean. And of course, because I'm busty again, they just feel like I just went to pick one name that, to sexualize myself. And that is not it. It wasn't what I had in mind. It was the center of attraction. So, as time went on, one of my friends sent me a picture from the UK and told me that, oh my God, I just ran into this bus stop that is Honeypot's bus stop or something. And I'm like, oh wow, I don't think that they would name a bus stop Honeypot if it meant anything. So, and then I actually put stop and I'm like, okay, so everybody who's been wondering about my moniker, this is it. And so the same person sent another picture to me of an orphanage in the UK that is Honeypot orphanage. And I'm like, I don't think that anybody will go and do that to themselves and, name an orphanage a woman's private part. So you could have other things that you have coined, or maybe in other contexts that you use other words. But my own honeypot actually means center of attraction because, on radio, when I introduce myself, I'll be like, my name is Honeypot, the jewel in the crown, and I'll go on and on talking about how I am actually the center of attraction. So that is the meaning of my name. I mean, yeah.
All right. It's been lovely speaking with Honeypot. Honeypot and Mike. So how about Hush Money? Honeysh money.
Oh, Honeysh money. So my colleagues just like to call me Honey Money. I look like money, a bag of money. Actually, don't I? Yeah.
You do.
So they call me Honey Money. And so sometimes you just want to go the Gen Z way and just say shmoney. And so some of them just see me and just say, oh, shmoney. Sometimes they go Honey P, or sometimes they go HP. It depends how they like it. But I've got like a lot of, things like that people just say, oh, Honey P.
Thank you so much for coming and shut that silence today. I mean, you don't know. I am having fun here. I'm really, really having fun. She actually makes you feel comfortable. She doesn't make her presence intimidate you, if you understand. Not like I'm feeling intimidated anyways. All right, thank you so much for coming on Shut That Silence.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Do well to subscribe, do well to share, do well to place your comments in the comment section below. My name is Linda. I was like, come here next time. Bye-bye.